Hello everyone and welcome to Sharp Dress Gaming, and today we're back with Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. Now today we're going to be looking at a deck that's been around for quite a while, but I actually haven't really been interested in it until one of my friends went up against it during the Pokemon States tournament in Minnesota, and it is the Exeggutor deck. Now I'm going to be honest, when Exeggutor and Exeggutor came out in the Plasma Freeze set, everybody looked at Exeggutor and they're like, hey, that's pretty cool propagation. Once during your turn, before you attack, if this Pokemon is in your discard pile, you may put this Pokemon into your hand. So you can use this with like Ultra Ball, with Diving Draw, Dowsing Machine, Computer Search, all of those discarding things to search for stuff and all that fun stuff, and then you can get it back and do it again. So everybody's like, yeah, Exeggutor, you'll be fun. And then there's Exeggutor. I looked at Exeggutor and said, man, they did Exeggutor wrong. They gave Exeggutor an awesome ability, and then Exeggutor is just poop. Nobody's gonna use Exeggutor. Well, that's where I was wrong. A Blockade, Exeggutor's first attack, though it only does 10 damage, your opponent can't play any supporter cards from his or her hand during his or her next turn. Now, as we've seen from Seismitoad, the big EX that does 30 damage, and your opponent can't play any tool cards, it's pretty effective to stop most of your opponent's deck from being played. So the whole point of this deck is going to be using Blockade to stop their supporters and hopefully stop their draw. Try and control them that way. Unfortunately, it is only doing 10 damage, so we're going to try and buff that by using things like Muscle Band. Does 20 more damage, so Exeggutor is doing 30. We also have Hypnotoxic Laser, so you're adding that poison damage every turn. Plus, in cooperation with Burbank City Gym, you're doing 30 damage for poison in between every turn. And we're going to also use Dragology with its Poison Barrier ability. Your opponent cannot retreat their poison Pokemon, so they have to just stay up there and take the damage unless they play Switch or Keldeo or things like that. Now, to help our Exeggutor, we also have ways of getting rid of energy, such as Crushing Hammer. We play 4 of those. We play 1 Enhanced Hammer, get rid of some special energies. And then we also play a Team Flare Grunt to get rid of an energy type. So we're going to try and stop our opponents from attacking and then slowly whittle them down while they can't play supporters and see how that works out. The nice thing about Exeggutor is if the Exeggutor gets knocked out, we can just get an Exeggutor back, put him back on the bench, and then either we have another Exeggutor to back it up, or we can play Lysander's trump card. Each player shuffles all of our cards from their discard pile into their deck, so we can get back our Exeggutors and all of our other resources that we need. Other things that are going to help us out here, we have a Genesect for the Red Signal ability. When you attach a Plasma Energy to this Pokemon, you can bring one of your opponent's Pokemon up from their bench. So that's what it's mostly going to be used for. I guess you can try and get a Megalocan going, but again, the more you want to be attacking with Exeggutor more, and since he only needs 1 energy, you can usually just throw the plasmas on here. Stomp can be used, I guess, at some point, but you're going to want to Blockade for the most part. Stomp is more of a finishing move to finish the game. We also have Virizion so that our own Exeggutors cannot get poisoned. With the Vert Wind ability, each of your Pokemon that has any grass energy attached to them are not affected by special conditions. And then we also have some tech Pokemon here with Electrode, Magnetic Draw, allows you to draw 4 cards. We have Jirachi with Stellar Guidance. If you play Jirachi from your hand, you get a supporter card. And Mr. Mime blocks the bench so that your Exeggutor and Exeggutor aren't getting sniped off the bench. We then have Battle Compressor. This allows us to get some Exeggutors into the discard pile so that we can pick them right up. So just a really quick way to search Exeggutors. We have Dowsing Machine to get back some of our items. We already looked at Hypno Laser. We have Professor's Letter to get some of our energies out for our Exeggutor, since we play very few energy in this deck. We have a Startling Megaphone, 3 Ultra Balls, 4 Versus Seekers, 1 N, 3 Professor Sycamore, 1 Skyla. We already went over that. Teammates we have 1 of. And then we have 4 Plasma Energy and 4 Grass Energy. So, pretty strange looking deck, but it works. It works, let me tell you. So let me get a battle here for you guys, and we'll see it in action. Alright guys, so we got our battle here. With the Exeggutor deck, you usually want to go first because you want to start trying to build up your defenses, get your executes out so you can play an Exeggutor. It looks like our opponent's playing a steel deck with Hypnotoxic Laser, so I'm expecting to see some Dialga, which is also nice about this deck because we're not attacking with EX Pokemon. And it looks like two mulligans. The more they can get, the better. Um, but the Dialga can't stop us from attacking. Plus, they're only going to be taking one energy per knockout, so that works really well. Our opponent not getting a very good draw. Already mulligan three times here. I wonder if they're only running Dialga and Bronzong, or Bronzor, I guess, for their basic. So yes, I would like to draw as many as I can, especially with only one Execute. We do get a Jirachi, unfortunately. And did my opponent decide to go first? They did. They actually play a Skarmory. Haven't seen a Skarmory yet. I guess that's their non-EX attacker in this deck. They do play Professor Sycamore, getting rid of quite a few cards there. And putting out a Pineco, so we're going to be seeing a Fortress deck here. We do pull Exeggutor, but unfortunately we don't... Well, we do have Battle Compressor, so that works out nice for us. We can grab a couple of cards here. No puns. No puns. We're going to grab... I think all three of the Exeggutors are fine to throw into the discard right now. So let's grab those. So I don't really think we need them in our deck. Unless, of course, one of our Exeggutors is prized, which is kind of looking like right now. Let's see here. You see our Scrap line is in there. That's good. I saw Yeah, there's Voltorb. I saw Electrode too. Yeah, we're missing one of our Exeggutors, so it's in the prize cards. So I'll just get rid of another Battle Compressor instead. So we just gotta remember that we don't have all three of our Exeggutors. I can play the Burbank City Gym, and we already lost Steel Shelter, so we'll have to deal with that when that shows up. But play Crushing Hammer, do get the head, so let's get rid of that double colorless energy for us. Let's use some abilities here, and allow us to get back Exeggutor and play him. And I think we'll leave the other one in the discard for right now because we don't need a ton of them. I'm not seeing an immediate threat of getting both our Pokemon knocked out. Well, actually, Fortress does do like 6 damage, doesn't it? Let's go Propagation again. Get another Exeggutor. Why not? Why not? And then I was going to play Jirachi anyway, so let's play Jirachi because I want to get a certain supporter here, and that is N. Because I don't want my poor Exeggutor getting discarded for no reason. So let's attach to one of the bench Exeggutors in case this one gets knocked out. We don't want things going down. So let's put a Muscle Band on our bench Exeggutor, and we will play N. We do get a Scrap here. I don't know that that'll be necessary in this matchup, just because again, Steel Shelter is a thing. We do grab some Muscle Bands, a Versus Seeker, an Ultra Ball. Unfortunately, all of our Exeggutors are already out there, so I might Ultra Ball away the Scrap at some point. But as of right now, I think we'll just pass the turn. See what my opponent can do. At the most, I think they can only do... they can do 30. Okay, so... And he does have the double colorless, unfortunately. So this looks more like a big basic steel type. Well, not big basics, but non-EX steel is what we're looking at here. So he does knock out Exeggutor. So actually, we can use that with our Ultra Ball here. So let's. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Use abilities, Propagation, get back our Exeggutor. Then we can Ultra Ball away Scrap and Exeggutor. So let's do that to grab an Exeggutor. And then we can play the Exeggutor onto our Exeggutor. I can play the Team Flare Grunt to get rid of that that energy card there. Come here, energy card. It's not letting me click. There we go. Got rid of it. And I could attach. Excuse me. I could attach the energy to Exeggutor, but I don't think we need to at this point because we can save that for Genesect. So let's just attack with Blockade, doing 30 damage to this Skarmory and stopping all supporter cards from being played. We do see the Starling Megaphone. That's fine. That's why I didn't throw down a bunch of Muscle Bands at that point, because we don't want him getting rid of for no reason. and actually attaches to the Heatran in the back. Now, I could be that guy, and I think I will. I'm going to Versus Seeker for the Team Flare Grunt, and we're going to get rid of that card, because we do not see... Oh, it has to be the active Pokemon. Okay, okay. So let me put this onto Exeggutor. We kind of just wasted that, I guess. We could have went for the N, but obviously my opponent can't play cards right now. So I am going to just play everything here, and then Professor Sycamore. We can always get back Team Flare Grunt later, especially with a Versus Seeker that we just pulled a ton of. And we actually did just get a Crushing Hammer we can play for that Steel Energy instead. Unfortunately, we cannot do that. And I might actually Battle Compressor here. I'm going to throw some more supporters in the discard for us to use, such as Lysander Trump card. And actually I can get rid of a Dragology, because we're not using that this game. Get rid of Dragology. And... what else we thinking? What else we thinking? Mr. Mime, maybe? I'm not seeing our opponent attacking our bench anytime soon. We did see Hypno Laser, so we're going to want to get Virizion at some point. But I'm thinking... actually, let's get rid of Teammates for that, so we can scoop up a Teammates if we need to at any point. And with that, we can just attack with Exeggutor to keep that Blockade going. And let's see what our opponent can do about that. We do see the Professor's Letter, so Skarmory won't be able to attack this turn, luckily. He is just going for the big Heatran attack, it looks like. So if we can actually scoop him up at some point and get rid of a bunch of his energies, that'd be awesome. We do get the Crushing Hammerhead, so we get rid of one of the energy, slowing down that Heatran a little bit more. And then I'm going to play the Versus Seeker, and I think we're going to go for the N here. Just because I don't really want to discard right now. It does bring my opponent down to 5 cards, but it looked like a lot of those cards they couldn't play anyway, so I don't know if that was the best idea. But we do get to knock out the Skarmory at least, and I also get my Virizion this turn. So it works out perfectly for us. Let's get the Hypnotoxic Laser onto the Skarmory. It does put it to sleep, but it won't matter because Blockade will knock it out this turn, actually. And we can attack Exeggutor, Blockade, to knock out the Skarmory. And it's going to flip for sleep, but it doesn't matter. Again, we already knocked it out. So we do grab a Plasma Energy out of our prize cards, and he sends up another Skarmory. So, and is this... yep, it's an Aggron EX. He's got those big attacks there. He's going to go for the Steel Shelter, unfortunately, and we don't have our Verbank that we just had. It's another reason I didn't want to discard my hand, because we did have a Verbank in there. And actually plays a switch into the Heatran. Had a double colorless energy there, and it goes for the Steel Drop. It's going to be do a big 80 damage to the Exeggutor. Now, I can play my Voltorb, and unfortunately that's about all I can do because we've got those useless lasers. But I'm going to go for the Professor Sycamore. We do have one more laser, and we do have dowsing machines for the lasers, so we can hopefully get one of those. We do get a laser and a Verbank, so perfect time to Sycamore there. And then I can Hypnotoxic Laser this Heatran. We do get the heads to put it to sleep, which is awesome. And we just played Voltorb this turn, right? Yep. And it doesn't look like we'll need Mr. Mime. I could Versus Seeker, but I don't really need to. And I could also Dowsing Machine for a Hypno Laser if I need to do that. So we're just going to go for the big Blockade again, do another 30 damage to Heatran, and it also takes some poison, so that's perfect for us here. And actually it stays asleep, so even better for us. We've got a nice lock going here, and actually just passes the turn there, not having anything to do. And he does wake up this turn, but he's also taken 90 damage, and he also gives us the victory, so that's what Exeggutor can do, guys. You get that Blockade going, and there's not much your opponent can do back to you. So that is going to be today's episode, guys. A little bit of a shorter one, but that's what happens when you play decks like this. I understand. I hate Seismitoad. I'd do the same thing if I was playing a Seismitoad deck. But anyway, guys, Thank you so much for joining me. Leave any suggestions for decks down in the comment section below, and we'll see you next time. Bye! Hello everyone, and thanks for checking out the video. If you want to see more videos like this one, click on the videos on the screen right now, and if you haven't already, click that subscribe button to get notified when new videos go up. Thanks a lot, we'll see you next time. Bye!